Good morning, children. Children, in Basic Principles of Organic Chemistry chapter, we were talking about electronic effects in organic reaction. About electronic effect, I told you the displacement of valence electrons resulting in polarization of an organic molecule is called electronic effect. Children, two effects are considered as electronic effect. One effect we have learnt already in the last video, that is inductive effect, and today we are going to learn the another permanent electronic effect which is called as resonance effect. So let's start. Now children, first term, resonance structures. For understanding resonance structures, let's take example benzene. During IUPAC, I told you benzene is the molecule containing 6 carbon atoms, and it is the cyclic molecule where you will see carbon atoms in situated at the corners of a regular hexagon, and each carbon atom is bonded with hydrogen atoms, one hydrogen atom also. And the cyclic structure of benzene incorporating 3 alternate carbon to carbon single and carbon to carbon double covalent bond. And children, carbon to carbon single covalent bonds has length of 154 picometers and bond length of carbon to carbon double bond is 133 picometers. It should be the values, but the experimental data, after doing so many experiments, the observation is that benzene has regular hexagonal shape and the 6 carbon bonds have the same bond length, which is 138 picometers. We can say here that this bond length is intermediate bond length between carbon to carbon single covalent bond and carbon to carbon double covalent bond. This means all that 6 carbon to carbon bond in benzene are equivalent, unlike what it appears in single Lewis structure. Now children, I want to introduce one term, that is conjugated system here. The Lewis structure of a compound. When a Lewis structure of a compound has two or more multiple bonds alternating with single bond, like we were saying that in benzene molecule there is alternate single and double covalent bond. When you are seeing there is a presence of alternate single and double covalent bond in any system, that system is called as conjugated system of pi bond. In such system or in a species having an one atom carrying p orbital attached to the multiple bond, in all these systems resonance theory is applicable. Now resonance theory. Children, resonance theory is saying the pi electrons in conjugated system of pi bonds are not localized to the particular pi bond. Children, in this I want to clear two terms, that is pi electrons and pi bonds. We all know there are 3 types of covalent bonding. One is a single covalent bond, another double covalent bond, and third one is triple covalent bond in between 2 carbon atoms or 2 any other elements. Children, it is considered if 2 atoms are bonded with single covalent bond, that bond is considered as sigma bond. If there is a presence of one double covalent bond in between 2 atoms, then one bond is considered as sigma bond and another one is considered as pi bond. If there is a presence of triple covalent bond in between 2 atoms, then one bond is considered as sigma bond and 2 bonds will be considered as pi bonds. So if the conjugated system is there, and in conjugated system the pi bond is there, in which pi electrons are involved in bonding. The pi electrons are not localized to the pi bond. For a compound having conjugated system of pi bonds, two or more Lewis structures can be written by showing the movement of pi electrons. I just now told you that there is a delocalization of pi electrons. So because the electrons are not localized, so we can represent the same molecule in different way with the different Lewis structures by writing showing the movement of pi electrons. The single Lewis structure cannot explain all the property of the molecule. Hence, many Lewis structures are proposed for same molecule to explain the properties. Children, all those structures which are represented to show the properties of in one compound are called as resonance structures, or resonance Lewis structure, or canonical structures, or canonical form of contributing structures, and this phenomena will be called as resonance. For example, this is the benzene molecule where this is carbon number 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and this is the another structure where the same carbon atoms, if you see carefully in structure 1, in between carbon 1 and 2 there is single covalent bond, and in between carbon 2 and 3 there is double. Here in the another structure it is showing that in between carbon 1 and 2 there is double covalent bond, and in between carbon 2 and 3 there is a single covalent bond. Why it is happening? Because of the delocalization of pi electrons. So benzene could be represented by two Lewis structures. So these two structures are also called as canonical structures of benzene. Children, canonical structure of any compounds can describe the properties of any compound up to one extent, but all the properties cannot be explained by any one canonical structure or any one resonance Lewis structure. Actually, the properties, all the properties of a compound will be shown by one compound which is actually the intermediate of different canonical forms, and that intermediate is called as resonance hybrid. See children, this is the resonance hybrid of benzene, which is shown as the dotted circle inside the benzene ring, inside the hexagonal ring. This is called resonance hybrid of benzene, and it is hybrid of all resonance structures, and which used to represent or show the properties of benzene. Children, hypothetically, energy of individual resonance structures can be calculated by using the bond energy values. I want to tell you one more term here, that is resonance stabilization energy, or resonance energy is the difference in actual energy of a molecule and the lowest calculated energy of the resonance structure is called as resonance energy. Children, resonance leads the stabilization of the actual molecule. Now, what are the rules which should be taken into consideration to write any resonance structure or the canonical structures of a compound? Rule number 1 is the resonance structures can only be written when all the atoms are pi conjugated system, lie in the same plane. Second point should be considered as all resonance structures must have same number of unpaired electrons. Third is resonance structures contribute to resonance hybrid in accordance to their energy or stability. Now, children, resonance effect or mesomeric effect. Children, we can say resonance effect is the polarity produced in the molecule by the interaction of two pi bonds or interaction in between one pi bond and one lone pair of electron present on an adjacent atom. What did I say? Actually, this is the polarity which is produced by the interaction of two pi bonds or interaction between one pi bond and one lone pair of electron present on an adjacent atoms. Children, the effect is transmitted through a chain of conjugated pi bonds. There are two types of resonance effects or two types of mesomeric effects. Number one is positive resonance effect or electron donating or releasing resonance effect. It is represented by plus R effect. We can also call it plus M effect. M stands for mesomeric. Second type is negative resonance effect or electron withdrawing resonance effect or minus R effect or minus M effect. Now, positive resonance effect. Children, in this effect, the transfer of electron is away from the atom or substituent attached in the conjugated system. For example, if I am saying NH2 is showing plus R effect, that means this substituent is giving away the electrons to form different canonical structures. Groups such as OH, OR, O, NHR halogens used to show plus R effect. Now let's see plus R effect in aniline. Children, this is the molecule of aniline where you are seeing benzene ring and one hydrogen atom is substituted by NH2 group. Nitrogen is containing one lone pair of electron here, and then what will happen? There is an interaction of one lone pair and one pi bond here. So what will happen? This lone pair of electron will shift to this carbon atom and this double bond will shift to this carbon atom. Because the electron is going away from nitrogen, it will acquire positive charge and it is coming toward this carbon. That is why it is acquiring negative charge. Then another canonical form is possible when this bond must have shifted to this carbon, and that is why this carbon will acquire negative charge and the one bond will be established with here to form this canonical structure. Another canonical form is when this charge is shifted here to make a bond in between these two carbon atoms and the negative charge will shift here to give rise this canonical structure. So this is how we can write the different canonical structure for aniline, showing plus R effect. Now children, negative resonance effect or minus R effect. This effect is observed when the transfer of electrons is towards the atom or substituent group attached to the conjugated system. This is the conjugated system and one nitro group is attached where there is a transfer of electrons towards the nitro group away from the conjugated system. This effect used to be shown by carboxylic group, aldehyde group, this carbonyl, cyanide, nitro, esters. These are the group which used to show minus R effect. Here what will happen? This pi electron will go to this atom and oxygen will acquire negative charge, nitrogen will acquire positive charge. When this bond is shifted to here, to this bond will become double covalent bond, and this carbon atom will acquire positive charge. Now this bond, this double bond will shift here in between this carbon atom, and the positive charge will come here on this para position. Then this double bond again shift to this position, and the positive charge will shift to this ortho position. This is how, by the movement of different electrons, different pi electrons, we used to show the different canonical structures of nitrobenzene. Children, electromagnetic effect, it is the temporary effect I told you about, and it is defined as the complete transference of a shared pair of pi electrons to the one of the atoms joined by multiple bond on the demand of attacking reagent. That means this is the compound, this is the substrate here, and if I am putting one reagent into it, there is a complete transfer of pi electron to the another atom, and this atom is joined with double covalent bond to the carbon atom, and this is happening because this attacking reagent or reagent is poking this compound or poking this substrate, and because of the shifting of this pi electrons, the atoms will acquire charge. Children, this is the temporary effect. As soon as I remove this attacking reagent or the reagent from the substrate, this effect will also be vanished and the bond will be intact, the bond will be restructured. Now next is hyperconjugation. Hyperconjugation is also a permanent electronic effect which explain the stability of carbocations, free radicals and alkenes also. Children, it is also a stabilizing interaction within the molecule. It involves the localization of sigma electrons of C to H bond of an alkyl group directly attached to the atom of unsaturated system, or to the atom which is having vacant p orbital, or maybe to the atom which is having unpaired electron. One thing which should be considered while observing hyperconjugation is the two orbitals. One orbital is of CH and one p vacant orbital or p orbital containing paired electrons should be aligned so that delocalization should happen. Let's talk about ethyl carbocation here. This is the carbon and hydrogen sigma bond here, and this is the carbon atom containing positive charge. It has one empty p orbital. Now what will happen when they are aligned? Then the electron will be delocalized from this orbital to empty p orbital. So the hydrogen will turn up into hydrogen ion. Similarly, here in case of propene, these two carbon atoms are bonded with double covalent bond. Then this is the carbon containing 3 hydrogen bond. So carbon to hydrogen, there is a sigma bond and there is a delocalization of electron from CH sigma bond to the p orbital of carbon. Now children, understand hyperconjugation in ethyl carbocation. This is the carbon atom containing positive charge, and this is the CH3 group bonded with this carbon atom. This hydrogen will shift here to maintain one double covalent bond in these two carbon atoms, and because the hydrogen electron has come here, so the hydrogen will acquire positive charge. Its electron is delocalized. This can be this hydrogen ion, it could be this hydrogen ion, and it could be this hydrogen ion also. You can see these are the different structures which are shown here, showing the hyperconjugation is in ethyl carbocation. Children, structure number 2, 3 and 4 involving delocalization of sigma electrons of CH bond shows no covalent carbon between and one of the alpha hydrogens. It is also called, that is why it is also called no bond resonance. This is the stability order. More the number of alpha hydrogen atoms, more the no bond structures and more the stability of an ion. It is having so many alpha hydrogens, so that is why it is the most stable. Then comparatively it is less stable than this species, and this is the least among these two, and methyl carbocation is coming at the last. Similarly, children, delocalization of electrons by hyperconjugation in propene. What is happening? This is the methyl group bonded with this carbon atom, and there are hydrogen atom with this carbon atom containing sigma covalent bond or sigma bond. Then what will happen? The bond will shift here. This bond will this electron, pi electron, will shift to this carbon atom, giving its negative charge, and this hydrogen atom becomes hydrogen ion. So this is how we can represent, this is the second structure, considering hydrogen ion as this hydrogen ion, this hydrogen atom, this would be the another structure, and this would be the third structure for representing the delocalization of electrons in propene. So children, this is it about your organic chemistry. The chapter is over now. Thank you, children.